Hey y'all, welcome to the Team LocoFit Roundtable, hosted by me, Lauren Conlon, owner of Team LocoFit. Each week, I am joined by one of our coaches to dive headfirst into the nutrition, training, mindset, and coaching strategies we use with our clients. If you loved the show, please subscribe, leave us a review, tell a friend, you know the drill. And for more information about coaching, the programs we offer, and additional content, visit teamlocofit.com.
All right, and we are back, and I'm with Coach Jill.
Hi.
What?
I was gonna be like, hey y'all.
Okay, making fun of me already. All right, HR department's not happy about it. So today's episode is gonna be really fun, and we wanted to do an overrated, underrated podcast, and it's mostly fitness related stuff. We do have a few things at the end that are kind of like just regular life and funny, but I've seen a few people do this, and it's a really good way.
It comes from Gary Vee. He does an overrated, underrated series on Instagram. So everyone kind of just took that and
ran with it. Okay. Classic. That is not surprising that Gary came up with this, because he's the king of content. So we'll take it from Gary. Thank you. Appreciate it, dude.
I'm sure he's listening.
Yeah, he's obviously listening. He's listened to all, but he's a devout listener.
Oh, yeah.
He actually called me, but you know, I didn't tell you guys about it. I just, I was like, I'm a little busy.
Well, he probably rated us like 12 stars. Let's
yeah,
True story.
Definitely 12 stars. So, first one, dun dun dun, swipe Instagram workouts. Nervous laughter. Overrated.
Yeah, overrated.
Way overrated. Now, clearly, as you guys, if you have listened to any of other podcasts, you know that we have a lot of nuance to stuff. So we weren't just going to say like overrated, underrated, because there's
like move on.
Yeah, there's clearly explanations. But so the whole idea for anybody who's not familiar, so like let's just paint the picture for somebody who has never seen or doesn't know what an Instagram swipe workout is. What would be the best?
So basically, it's like a cover photo of whatever
body part,
legs. Band edition or something, and then you swipe through and it shows you different exercises for that workout, and this stuff changes all the time. Like you see, literally it could flood your Instagram Explore page if you really wanted it to. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. It's just,
but what's wrong with it? Like, why would we not suggest it?
Well, basically because it's a lot of variation in every single workout. It's not really giving you a chance to actually follow a structured program. So while it's nice if you're, if you're not needing inspiration, but it's not optimal if you really want to see results, especially if you're someone trying to change your physique and make a lot of progress in the gym. Jumping around from swipe workout to swipe workout and just going on Instagram for those workout inspiration. It's like, it's not enough to, really get a lot out of what you're doing. And on top of that, I really don't think, if you're structuring your week, your workouts based on what content is out there, I don't think that's a great option either.
Yeah, sometimes, and of course there's plenty of people who post workouts who have very intelligently programmed workouts. I've posted workouts before, but I almost don't like to, because then I'm like, do I want people to do this? And like sometimes I'll see people's stuff and I'll be like, oh, okay, that's a good idea, right? So there's not. It's
it's nice to see like exercise
variation.
Variations, right?
And obviously, if somebody's new, they can see how somebody's doing it. But again, oftentimes somebody might be having like terrible form. They might be doing some very like obscure exercise that maybe the person doesn't need to be doing. And the real issue here, of course, as always, is like there's not a lot of context behind it. It's just like, here's my workout. And like you said, you could go from different page to different page and see all these different things. And then now you're implementing all these different workouts. And it's like, is that better than doing nothing? Yes. But is that maybe the best program? Probably not.
Yeah.
So it's not that it's like the worst thing in the world, but it probably is not the best.
Yeah. If you're someone who's focusing on, if you're having like any kind of intention with your training, this is probably something you wouldn't want to do.
Exactly. So that would be our reasoning why. So overrated. Man, we need like a little button.
Or like one of those, what do the judges use?
Gavel?
Yeah, we need a gavel.
We need a gavel. So aggressive. We just break the table.
Yeah.
This one is a probably easy answer with little context needed, but squeams and waist trainers.
I'm thinking, no, overrated.
I was like, wait.
I got you, didn't I?
You really did, because I was like, hold up, what?
I mean, the voice itself kind of tells you.
True. Underrated? Like, who is this person who's
It's me being squeezed by the waist trainer.
Yeah, exactly. You can't even speak anymore.
Yeah. Overrated.
We've seen a resurgence with them. I think that they have been, this has been a part of fitness culture forever. I don't think it's ever going to leave. Like,
no, I doubt it. It's just one of those things where, like, I feel like we always kind of get questions about them because, so-and-so wears a waist trainer. Do I need one? I'm like,
So these have been around forever. They come in cycles because certain either people popularize them again, or like a competition team, or just like a lot of people on whatever the hell it might be, right? Or everybody at your gym suddenly is wearing them because somebody's selling them. Like, so it's one of those things that is likely not going to be a good idea. So for a lot of people, it's touted as this like, thing that is going to drop all these inches off of your stomach. And if this is not in conjunction with, diet and exercise, it's not going to work. And actually, I would say that for a lot of people, it can be really harmful for breathing patterns because if anybody's ever worn something that's actually, so there's two ways to look at it. One, you're like, oh, well, it's not that tight. It's not like a corset. Well, then it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
And if it's tight enough, then you can't breathe properly. So, like, if it's not tight, then it's not working.
Anything out of
and
this?
if it's too tight, you are going to have some of the breathing issues that come from that. So you're going to have improper breathing patterns. It's just going to like really just like jack up like your back and your erectors and everything. So
also like if it's squeezing you tight, like you're not even giving yourself a chance to use your own core strength.
Exactly.
And then that just weakens you.
Yeah, that's going to weaken you a lot more. And I don't know. Now, of course, this is like a genetic thing too, but some people, like, I can just look at them and I'm like, oh, you wear a waist trainer a lot. Like, there's just like this weird look to the stomach, and especially like the lower stomach, because it kind of like how it pushes everything down. So now, obviously, there's plenty of people who wear them who are top people who have amazing physiques. You know what I mean? But would they probably have that without it? Most likely. I'm just not a fan, and I don't think that the payoff is worth the other problems. Like you said, you're literally weakening your own core, and you're not properly breathing and learning how to protect your spine and everything. So it's going to be a hard no for us. So a very overrated. Now another one that's kind of similar but obviously different is vacuums. I think we've seen like a huge, again, this is, vacuums have been around forever for ab training. Not vacuum, hey, everybody should be doing that. That's
I hate vacuuming.
That is properly rated, even though we all probably don't like it. That is a properly rated, necessary thing.
Especially if you have 2 dogs.
Yeah. And my hair, I don't know.
Oh, I don't have I shred too.
But yeah, it's
I'm just as bad.
It's just hair everywhere. I like open the fridge and there'll be like a strand of my hair, and our hair is so long that like you can just see it so much.
I'll open up a new package and Anakin's hair is already on it. I'm like, how the fuck?
How is your hair here? But so vacuums, as far as transverse abdominis training goes, these have been around again for forever in the bodybuilding community, and I would say that they probably aren't a bad thing to do.
I would say they're appropriately rated.
Yeah,
it's kind of in the middle. Are they gonna instantly shrink your waist? No, I would say it's more of a core strengthening movement that you can do, especially for those on stage who want some more core control. That's what they can be useful for, but it's not going to be, it's kind of like the waist trainer. It's like, it's not going to shrink your waist for you.
Yeah, it might. So it is literally working the transverse abdominis, which is like the most underneath like ab muscle or core muscle, whatever you want to call it. So it will work to like tighten that and be a little bit more little more snatched in. But are you going to go from a 35-inch waist to a 30? Probably not. But is it going to bring things in a little bit? Core control, certainly. Yeah. So I would say properly rated. It's not. It's not like, oh my god, nobody's heard of this before.
Oh yeah.
But does everybody need to do them? Again, it depends on where you're at and on the spectrum of your fitness journey and all of that. So, BCAs.
Overrated.
Yeah.
I used to be one of those people who would like always have BCAs I would even buy them if I didn't even run out because I don't know, I liked drinking them, but they don't do anything for you.
Well, they do if you are not eating enough protein.
If you're not eating enough protein, then
or animal protein.
But I would say most people who are, at least into training and maybe working with a coach, they have ample protein. So at that point,
Yeah, I would say that if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, it can be certainly harder to get in the right amount of, BCAAs. So that would be a time where I would maybe recommend it. If somebody really struggles to maybe eat a lot of protein for whatever reason, say they have some kind of digestive thing or whatever. But I would actually say, and I'm more of a fan of EAAs, so you're having all the essential amino acids. Yeah, so EAAs are going to be a much better choice, even for the people that we were talking about as far as like vegan, vegetarian, low protein. Like I'd rather somebody get that as well, because even though the BCAAs are going to be what mostly stimulates muscle protein synthesis, in particular leucine, you need all the other amino acids to kind of finish that job. So getting an EAA product, and I'll take that if I'm training like fasted or something.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
training
loved the lemon drop.
Dude, the new flavor that just came out.
I was tempted to order it.
Oh my god, I like can't stop drinking it. It's so good.
Because I don't know about banana.
It's bomb.
See, banana is just...
No, I know.
I've had banana flavored supplements before, and I'm just like, bleh.
They kill the banana. My new favorite protein from them, it's the level 1 chocolate banana.
I was going to order that too.
It's so good because, over banana flavored stuff. I would say appropriately rated because it could be, either way, but...
Banana is so overpowering.
But it's not if you do it right. Okay. So I think it's underrated, but that's just me.
Alright.
So anyway.
I haven't tried it yet, so...
BCAAs, underrated. EAAs, good to go.
Good to go.
One more supplement, and then we'll move on. Fish oil. This is super underrated.
Yeah, I would say it's underrated.
Because there's a ton of health benefits, but it's not something that you really feel or see it working. You know what I mean?
It's one of those foundational supplements.
Yeah, it literally is a foundational supplement, and most people are not getting enough fish per week to have enough EPA and DHA. Yeah. So supplementing is going to be a really great option, obviously, if it's a high quality fish oil. Getting enough of the EPA and DHA, there's so much good research on it. So definitely underrated because you just can't feel it. It's not like an exciting supplement, but it's certainly foundational. This is boring. All right, diet ice cream.
Oof.
We might have differing opinions here, so.
I think it's overrated for the most part. Yes. Like I used to partake in Hilltop and at this point, thinking about eating that stuff, I'm like, my stomach would not be okay for half the week. So I think they're overrated at this point. I'd rather just have a protein shake and eat real ice cream at this point.
Yeah. I've always been somebody who is a little hesitant. Now, of course, there's always exceptions.
Yeah.
But I think most of it tastes like fucking garbage.
Yeah, it's like ice water.
Yeah, literally. Remember like the old days, like all like the original ones that would came out, like
God.
It was
Arctic Zero.
So bad. Oh my god.
So bad.
I know.
It was literally like frozen. It was like ice.
It's like a tundra of ice.
It's like ice with like maybe some chocolate stevia drops mixed in there. That's how it tasted.
No, listen, when you're desperate, but even
when you're desperate, sure,
I would say even when I always found too when I dieted, if I started eating that stuff, it just made it worse because then it made me want. I was like, this is not substituting the desire for ice cream.
Oh yeah,
because
but
it doesn't
also
taste
like the erythritol, sugar alcohols, like that stuff for most people I find just doesn't agree with a lot of people's stomach. Especially myself, like I could have like stomach cramping or like bloating. It's like not worth it for me at that point. I'm like, dude. Like,
if you're in a diet, some things you're just gonna miss. It's just not gonna happen. And then when you are in a place where you can have it, don't have it every day, but every once in a while have something that you really like.
Yeah.
I would say that the only diet ice cream that I like really consistently eat or like. Well, okay, we can talk about that, but is Skinny Cow.
Oh, okay.
Skinny Cow and Yasso bars.
Yasso bars. I was gonna say Yasso bars. I actually enjoy because it's like not like fake. It's like Greek yogurt and other shit in there, but
those are really good.
It's not like as chemically as the other ones.
Yeah, and the Skinny Cow like sandwich saucer looking things, those are really good too. So they're like 30 carbs and like 2 or 3 fat. So it's pretty easy to like work in if you want to have that as part of like your day, and you're not like just blowing so many calories on ice cream. Delight, there is a chain, it's called Delights. It's basically like soft serve for like fake ice cream.
It's like
it's pretty good for like, it's definitely the best I've ever had
for soft serve
for that. And because it's like a third or a fourth of
it's like 50 calories for like what, half a cup.
And most of the other froyo, like most froyo is lower fat, but it's still high carb, what I mean? So
this one's like low carb, moderate fat, I would say.
It's like a few grams. So if you have something called Delights, I would highly recommend it if you need like a go-to place. But the other stuff, trash. Overrated. All right, walking.
Underrated.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so easy.
so it's so easy to do, and so there's a lot of benefits to walking.
It could be hard for some people who aren't already like in that, in an active routine, but it's one of those easy, like, I would say I don't know how to word it, but it's like a gateway.
It's a gateway drug
to more activity.
More activity?
It's like super easy to like, hey, throw in a couple post-meal walks, maybe go on a walk with your dog. Your dog would love that. Super easy to kind of implement and low impact. Yeah.
Low impact. You can use it if you're a beginner or somebody who's really advanced. You can make it harder if you want to by obviously wearing like a weighted vest or doing something like that. Walking through hills if you have options to that.
Your dog pull you.
There's a ton of really great health benefits to obviously being active, but you can also use walking as a way to like get outside and see sunlight, like
like decompress, like get some time away from the screens.
There's just so many benefits, and sometimes
I feel like I can't find any cons to walking.
Besides the time, but honestly sometimes you need that time away from whatever you're doing, and even if you only do it for like 10 minutes, you're still getting benefits. So it's not like it has to be like, oh, I have to walk for 2 hours or nothing.
I don't think anyone has time for that.
Well, no. But if you obviously are trying to use walking primarily for like a calorie deficit, clearly you might have to either, walk, like I said, with a weighted vest or through hills or something like that to make it a little bit harder on you, especially if you're like a smaller person. But for really everybody else, there's so many just benefits to it. And it, like you said, it's so easy. Not necessarily that it's easy to do. I mean, it kind of is easy to do. But it's easy to implement.
Yeah.
I think that's what you meant, right?
Yeah.
Like easy to just
like
add to your life.
I lost the word again. I had it and then I lost it. But
don't worry. Literally, I recorded a podcast with Sam that's coming out next week, and I was like mid-sentence, like I was like rounding out a sentence, and I just kind of like stopped, and I could not figure out the word, and like Sam was like so pregnant brain that she was just like didn't know what to say. She's just kind of like nodding her head, like, I don't know how to help you here. Is this it? All right. Hashtag optimal.
Optimal. Now, can you give me like context?
Okay. So, well, this is, I mean, I guess you could take this any way that you want. When I read hashtag optimal, I think of the person who's like, all right, well, based on all of XYZ, like this is the optimal plan, and if you don't adhere to it, like you're not doing things to the best of your ability.
That's not how I interpret optimal.
Okay.
I mean, that's not how I interpret this being on the list, I mean.
Okay.
Because that's like a way you can use it.
Yeah, there's different ways. So when I look at that, when you think of optimal, you think of, in my opinion, scientific principles, and you think of, all right, well, if we do 4 sets versus 5 sets, this is better, or rest a minute and a half to 2 minutes, like this would be better. I think that for certain groups of people, that's really important information, and understanding that mechanism is really, really important, but you can still get a lot of results even if you don't do that perfectly.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of see it the same way as you.
Because optimal is the best. If you want to be the best, if you want to, if you have really, really high reaching goals, you're going to need to do things optimally. And it's great that we have tools, whether they're coaching tools or scientific tools, to say this is what optimal is. But the only downside I see to it is that sometimes not being optimal leads to 0%. Leads to, oh, well, if I can't be optimal, I'll do nothing. And that is super common. So the idea of, oh, I can't do this perfectly, which this kind of goes back to like all those like cognitive distortions and black and white thinking. But a lot of people fall into that category. So it's like, all right, we don't want, like, we want to have optimal as like the benchmark.
Yeah.
But we want to be able to be realistic to say, okay, well, maybe I can't be optimal today, but I can be optimal next week, and I'm going to be pretty on point these next few days instead of just saying, oh, well, I can't be optimal, so I'm going to do nothing.
No, yeah, I get it.
That's how I.
No, yeah, that's how I kind of see it too.
And I think it depends on your goals. Like if you are
optimal is going to look different for everyone, of course. But yeah, I think as a term, I think it's appropriately.
Yeah, certainly appropriately rated.
Yeah.
But it can be taken like don't.
I think it could be taken the wrong. Yeah, it could be taken the wrong way because like, oh, if you want me to do it this way, and I'm not there yet. Well, then fuck it. No.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Well, let's do the best that we can to inch our way up to optimal. So if you can't train like 4 days a week, or you can't, get the amount of cardio sessions in, hey, let's figure out ways that we can, work on maybe doing 2 days a week, and then, get good at that, and then you can go from there. Like you can at least do what you can.
Yeah.
While we work towards that.
Like I said, that's the benchmark. So okay. Yeah. This is our This is the optimal benchmark at the very top. We're going to work our way there.
Yeah.
But not letting that stop somebody or reverse all of the progress. So another hashtag, like grind mode or hustle.
Grind culture.
Yeah, all that.
No sleep. Wake up at 4 a.m. unless you don't work hard. No breaks, no rest.
Yeah. I would say that that's overrated.
Oh yeah, definitely overrated.
I feel like it's not as prolific, or that could just be my perception.
I guess
just depends on
who
you follow and what you do.
I guess it depends on who you follow, because there are plenty of people who are like, grind time, baby, like, no sleep, or I don't know. But I feel like it's gotten better, but I feel like this culture where it's like, oh, unless you're doing this at like 150%, you're not doing it right,
Yeah.
Whereas, hey, like maybe you need a day to just chill and do nothing, or you need like a little mental break in order to keep your sanity so that you can do everything else at 100%,
Yeah, I think there's a few things. So one, it's going to depend obviously on the individual. I think that there's some benefits to the mindset of like, all right, I need to like work harder, I need to do more. Obviously there's so many benefits to those types of ideals. And you're contributing more to society and your goals, and you're becoming a better person. There's all these positives, right, to like working hard. Like I don't need to explain the positives there. But the negative of it is when you are doing those things, but now you're not even recognizing that you're not even like effective anymore, right? Because sure, like you woke up that early, but now like you have to take a nap, or you're really distracted midday. So was that useful? Like was that a payoff, or did you just think that you needed to do that when in reality if you got up at 5:30 you'd be doing way better than 4?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. And then some people like you can be like, all right, if I'm really good at doing like a lot of work for 6 days and I need one full day where I don't even look at it, that might work for you, and that might not work for somebody else, right? Like somebody else might be like, you know what, like I'd rather do this way or whatever. I'd rather have 2 nights off and then do whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
So I think that it's shifting in the way, or again, maybe this is just my perception, we should say it differently. Hopefully it should be shifting to where it's like, all right, work hard towards your goals, but you need to figure out like how you can tolerate that, and you always need to be pushing yourself, because if you just say like, I just need another day off, because we all fall into that, like we all get like lazy. Like let's be honest, like our default is lazy for most people. Like our bodies are like, I need this, or I deserve to do that. So you have to have like mechanisms.
A little bit of, real talk with yourself.
Mechanisms.
Realize, all right, okay, I had this span of time to feel sorry for myself. Or do whatever the fuck I wanted, and now I get back to my usual. So
and so that could be where you set up some kind of a schedule. Okay, I'm gonna and just try it. I'm gonna go balls out, do everything that I need to for these 6 days, and then I take one day where I don't look at anything. And we're saying this more in the context of work, because that's typically where this like hustle grind mode is.
I feel like that's like
most people talk about that. So it's like, all right, take one full day where you don't even look at that, and then you see how that works for you, and then kind of go forward. But I would say I think that's certainly overrated. Like grinding for the sake of grinding when you're not even being effective, and like not. That's where
it's like, hey, how can
the
we
issue
work
is.
in a way where it's optimal and we're not feeling run into the ground?
Yeah, you have to find the balance. but then that obviously can have its own connotation too, right? Like the imbalance is like, oh, is that just kind of like letting you off the hook, right? Like it can.
Is balance on this list too?
No, but we can touch it. What do you think?
I think balance is. I don't want to say it's underrated, or I don't want to say it's overrated. That's what I mean. But I guess it's appropriately rated because I'm not kind of in the middle. Because I don't know, just context matters, you know.
Yeah.
And like balance, like hey, like what does balance look like? You know, that's gonna look like something different for everyone, right? But at the same time, like a good example is like, okay, like, you know, you can have this day where you're kind of like not looking at your diet and whatever, but if you drag that out into a week and you say, oh, it's balanced, I'm like, is it really balanced anymore? Or, you know, is this kind of like an excuse you've formed over the next couple of days? You know, it depends on the goal, the context, the person, what that looks like to them. So it can be taken wrong for a lot of different contexts.
Yeah, I would say that the balance conversation is kind of the same as like that hustle grind kind of conversation. Like, are you saying, are you doing or saying things in the name of balance just because you don't want to push yourself, or you're scared to do something else, or you whatever, and you're like, I just need time, or I just need to be more balanced? Or are you really using that as a way to keep yourself in check, right? So it can go either way for both of those. I would say maybe it's appropriately appropriate-ish. It just really depends on kind of how you're using it.
Yeah, that's a hard one to really answer here.
Yeah, it's the we're always chasing that unicorn zone, right?
Let's do a fun one.
Okay, why? I literally wrote something down.
Your handwriting is really
it's so bad, dude. I have no idea what the fuck.
I mean, to this day, I still get made fun of by my family for my handwriting on my license because it looks like a 6-year-old wrote it. So I'm not really one to talk.
Okay, I thought this said hair sex, but it's hair extensions.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really want to know.
I'm really trying to like figure out why I would have written that.
Hair extensions for stage.
For stage. I
think it's appropriately rated.
Yeah,
it depends.
I mean, you know, if you don't have enough hair.
Yeah, like and it depends on the look. You know, if you someone can look really great with short hair, and then also maybe it would be better if they covered their back. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, it depends on the person and how. Especially even with hair long like mine, like maybe I'll want to throw one thing of extensions in for fullness, but I don't think it's really not bad thing or a good thing.
No, I think like you said, it needs to match with your style. You know, some people certainly look better with shorter hair. So if you do rock that, you don't need to get extensions just for that.
Yeah.
I use the clip-ins too because I have very long hair, but I don't have very thick hair. So it's not to add any length; it's just to add some volume. And for me, that looks better on my hair because I have very flat and fine hair. So for me, it helps to add more volume, and I can do that with extensions because my hair doesn't really curl, so it just kind of like bleh. So it's just kind of sitting here pretty straight, very tangly, very straight. So tangly.
Yeah,
right?
I am so surprised at how tangly your it's like. If I had your hair, I'd be so frustrated.
Yeah.
I mean, my hair is curly, like it's really knotty, like when I'm shampooing it and stuff, but conditioner fixes that. But like imagining like my hair being nice and dry and then always, I mean, I have a few knots, but
no, literally my hair is, I don't think people realize that.
I didn't realize until I actually like felt it the other day.
Yeah, my hair knots up so bad because it's each hair follicle is so fine that it's a disaster.
Just like, hey, let's just like
it's mad up. But when I want to tease it and give it volume, it doesn't take. So, I get the best of both worlds, obviously. Okay, so we'll do a few fun ones to round this out because there were so many good questions.
Wait, didn't we have a long list?
We have so many lists. I know, dude, we're like getting
How
up
long
there.
are we at in this
kind of like halfway on the list. Well, maybe we'll do a part 2. If you guys like this, we'll do the part 2. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, fun ones. Fanny packs. Underrated.
I have a Lululemon fanny pack. Awesome.
I love them.
They're so easy. Literally, I can just not take my bag lady purse with me.
We both just lit up. We're like, fanny packs.
Yeah. But yeah, I can go to the grocery store, just have this thing around my waist and not give a fuck.
Yeah, and they have even ones with like the cute kind of like chain, so you could like wear them like across too. It's kind of like what do people call that?
Like when they wear it?
Yeah, it's kind of like a crossbody, but it's like the thing. Anyways. Big fan. Love them. Nitro Brew. Underrated.
Obviously.
Okay, we are like the nitro queens.
Yeah, I mean, everyone kind of saw that one coming.
Yeah.
So it's like.
But honestly, I still talk to people to this day who have not had nitro brew. So if you're listening and you live under
it's actually
a
weird
fucking rock, go get nitro brew.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I felt really empty today because I came over right from the doctor's office, so I couldn't really get Starbucks, and I feel like I always show up to the office.
Jill doesn't leave her house very often, so when she does, she like treats herself with coffee, like literally.
It's like, hey, what's your toxic trait? Every time I leave the house and drive more than 20 minutes, I have to stop for coffee.
I'm like, dude, like what why are you?
Granted, I haven't been to Starbucks in a very long time.
Wow, so proud of you. So that means you haven't left the house.
Actually, it was funny because the other day on Thursday we went on like a date night, and Steven was like, well, we haven't done anything for like 2 weeks. I'm like, you're right.
Oh my god, I would go crazy.
Well, I mean, I've left the house to like go train and stuff, and go to the store, but that's like normal responsible person shit.
Yeah, wow, I'm so impressed you didn't go to fucking Starbucks to go get groceries.
Well, duh. Those egg bites are not gonna do it for me, so.
Alright, donuts.
Overrated.
I feel like donuts... Okay. I feel like donuts are appropriately rated. I thought I would never want to eat a donut after I ate fucking 12 in 1 hour, but here we are, still eat donuts. I mean, not like a lot.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, they're good. Like, I mean, actually, I grew up on Dunkin' Donuts. Donuts. Okay. And I haven't really had, like, Krispy Kreme, or I've only had specialty donuts, like, once. Yeah. And they're fine.
Yeah, I would say they're
nothing special to me.
Yeah, like, they're okay, you know, but I'm not gonna, like...
I wouldn't go out of my way for them.
Exactly.
But they're still overrated.
Ice cream, cookies? Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll drive anywhere for that shit.
Ice cream, cookies, brownies, those are my, like, top 3.
Yeah. So, all right, well, donuts, I would say that they're probably appropriate. Maybe they are overrated, because people, like, literally, like, lose their shit.
Oh, another one on the list was, like, hoarding show, like, post-show treats.
Yeah. Okay, that's super overrated.
Oh, yeah, super overrated.
Don't do that, guys.
Don't do that. Not a good idea.
Seriously.
Please don't. You can have, like, a treat or something, obviously, but, like, on, like, post-show or, you know, before you go on stage, but, like, hoarding that kind of stuff is not a good idea.
And I know I got clients who do this, and some people handle it much better than others.
Oh, yeah.
Some people do it, it's more of like a fun thing, or it's more like a tradition
it's
thing.
Like limited edition stuff. Like, I've been that person.
Listen, I know you guys are listening, so I know everybody enjoys those things. But personally, it is entirely too much mental energy for me to keep that stuff. And it honestly just creates this really negative relationship, for me at least. When I have that, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to have this, and I can't have it right now, but I'll have it soon. And then it opens the floodgates to want to overeat. And I'm somebody who obviously loves to eat, and I fully support, especially after a show, like going out and enjoying stuff. But having like
all those
10 different things around,
especially when you're trying to reverse diet and like kind of keep things in check, and you know, it can be a little bit overwhelming. It's
just too hard. It is so hard mentally.
And it doesn't really set the tone, I think, because obviously you're getting on stage to compete and do well. You're not getting on stage to have post-show treats. Exactly. That's my thought process. Like, I'm not getting on stage, I'm not doing all this hard work, I'm not like fucking killing myself, almost literally, to have like some other treats. Like, these are things I could have like in my off season, right? But I'm not getting on stage just for those things. Yeah.
And it speaks to a larger issue of typically relationship with food problems, you know, and obviously we talk extensively about that, and it's something that, again, I understand the community aspect of it, and I understand that it's fun and people bring it and they want everybody to try it backstage, and I'm not against that, but there is, again, like a level of it, like, hey, I'm gonna make one cookie order, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've done that.
Everybody listening tonight. Shut up, bro. Okay, you guys know.
We love you.
But, okay. Last one.
Last one?
Last one. We're going to do a part 2.
Oh, God. We've been doing this for a while, I guess.
Last one.
Baby Yoda.
Okay, well, we can
last
do
that.
2. Okay, last 2. Baby Yoda. I think he's appropriately rated.
I feel like he's appropriately rated.
I think
I'm
everybody
not gonna say underrated,
pretty much loves him.
Yeah, and I love how we already know his name, but everyone still calls him Baby
Yoda.
his
name is so weird.
Grogu?
Why would I
mean, he's not Yoda.
No. He's not, but I like Baby Yoda better. I also love how they never called him that, but everybody called him that. Like, Like, they never once said in the show, this is Baby Yoda.
Oh, no, because they wouldn't really.
Obviously, but everybody, like, in the world is like, Baby Yoda. Like, they just automatically think that it had to be Yoda's. It's like, I was still waiting for them to go, which will never happen, but, like, to go to, like, a planet with, like, Baby Yoda's running around. And I was
doubt that's a thing.
Of course it's not, but I was hoping.
But in a perfect world.
In a perfect world, that would have been my fantasy, that they, like, somehow, him and Mando went there together, but no, this is the real last one.
Okay.
Bread plushies.
Oh my god.
Okay, little
no
context.
one knows what we're talking about.
Little context.
So we were talking about, like, Instagram ads and, like, how it, like, recommends stuff to you, like, for example, Facebook ads. I always see, like, Celestial Bodies because we always, wear them and shop there. But for whatever reason, on Instagram, it keeps recommending me Amazon ads, and these Amazon ads are the weirdest things ever. So one of them that keeps popping up are these, like, giant pillows, like, shaped like food. So it's like a bread plushie, or a chicken wing plushie, or a, like, I don't know, like a fish plushie. Like, I don't know, it's the weirdest shit ever.
This would be your recommendation.
I'm like, why are you recommending me bread pillows? I don't know, but it keeps happening.
You're a bread smasher. Okay, just tell me.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other.
Just let me know,
dive into
Jill.
it.
It's okay. I support it if that's what you're doing.
I don't rub my face against bread or smush it or whatever that is.
But you must be watching those videos, which is why
I don't.
Okay.
I swear to God.
I don't get those recommendations.
I set your contact information as Lauren bread emoji Conlon.
That must be it.
That's the only thing I've done other than send you bread smashing videos.
Jillian's top search history. Bread smashing. Bread plushies.
Or the goofy on child.
Oh god, yeah, we're gonna
I go into some it's funny shit.
Yeah, it's so funny. Jill has the best sense of humor, guys.
Oh, mm-hmm.
You can't tell. But anyways, we definitely have more to add.
Wait, I didn't rate it though.
Oh, okay, sorry. What's your rate?
Bread plushies. Appropriately rated. I can't hate on that.
I thought you were going to say overrated because you get them all the time, but alright.
That's appropriately rated, come on.
Alright. Okay.
I mean, obviously they must be popular, but I don't know who's buying
somebody's buying them. I don't know who.
I'm going to go look up the options they have now.
Just to see, I want to see the review. What are the reviews on this? You know
have you ever looked at Amazon reviews? Like some of them, like there's a whole... What was it for? For the sugar-free gummy bears?
Oh my god, that's hysterical.
That's hysterical.
That one's
we should,
really funny.
Yeah, we got to read those. That's funny. Anyway.
Yeah, next one we'll read some of those to you guys too, because again,
this is a fitness podcast.
Fitness podcast.
Sugar-free gummy bears.
Do not eat the sugar-free gummy bears. You will have terrible
poops for days.
Oh my God. I remember reading that like literally in like undergrad. Like how long has that been around? Oh
I've read that. I think I read that back when I used to like scroll through Tumblr in high school.
Tumblr.
Oh my god. Oh, Tumblr.
Yeah, I don't know. I never used it. Never been on it.
It was definitely a large waste of time.
I'm sure. Like most of those sites are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe was like, what about social media? I was like, oh no, we can't go down that rabbit hole for an underrated, overrated, but I think you guys know my thoughts on that. So anyways, this was really fun. I'm going to have everybody send in a few more, and then we'll probably do a part 2 because I think it kind of hits
There's
a lot
of good ones recommended in there.
Yeah, I appreciate all of them. Normally when you ask questions, it's like crickets, so that's always cool. But people actually wrote stuff, so thank you guys. If you have any other, I'd say questions for us, no.
Any other overrated, underrated?
Yes, if you have any other overrated, underrated suggestions, send us an email. If you want to apply for coaching, you can visit teamlocofit.com. You can also read the other articles and podcasts we've put out as well. And yeah, we will catch you guys on Wednesday. One more thing. Okay, Jill has her hand up.
Yes. Leave a review for the podcast.
Yes.
It's not going to show you 10 stars. I know, it sucks. But rate it 5 stars, say 10 stars, and leave a review, because I like reading through them.
Yes.
It makes me less depressed.
Gary, wow. Okay,
it makes me so happy.
So deep. Yeah, please go leave a review, apparently, guys. Gary Vee left a 12-star review for Jill, so. But
you have to search, I don't think you can see it unless you leave a review.
Yeah, we hid that one. We didn't want anybody to get like freaked out.
You get like special access if you leave a review.
Special access to our fake review that we write.
I'm just gonna make an account under like Gary Vee. It'll be like Gary V in like the SpongeBob letters.
Yeah.
007.
All right, this is our cue to leave. We'll see you guys Wednesday.
Bye.